The search of the three missing Montgomery College students continues in Frederick County.
And I got to play with your wand. It was great.
Definitely fun.
Keep going.
All right. Welcome to Footage Foreplay. How are you, Sam?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Great. Thank you for joining us, Sam Fox. You got like a celebrity name. I don't know. I'm about to say something else. Let me stop. But anyway, Sam.
A porn star name?
Yes, you do, girl. I was like, who is this Miss Sam Fox?
Did you look her up?
No, I didn't get that far, girl.
Oh, is there a porn star named Sam Fox?
Well, I don't know. Is there?
She's not a porn star, but she is a big-breasted pop star from the 80s who did like to take her top off. In England, there's a thing. Yeah, it's called. Her knockers are huge.
But in England, there's the
page 3 girl, so they always had their kid off. And
really?
Yeah, the newspapers there are so much better than ours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's an attractive lady. Look at it. Oh
yeah,
shit.
and made some pretty hilarious pop songs. So that's why on Instagram I'm the other Sam Fox.
How sensual!
Yeah,
Dude. Look at that.
Evan,
Okay.
you know what? Hold on. Let's have a meeting. Come back here. Nobody else listen. Evan, now the bit didn't need a visual reference. I think that stepped into creepy.
I think it really put the cherry on top. You know?
Because you have to know what I'm competing with for like Google image space.
True.
Hey, I saw some badass footage. I watched. You were part of a doc about women in
Already
LA,
a doc.
and I saw you out there kicking ass surfing. There's some badass
Oh, you're a
footage.
surfer?
Wow. Yes, I am a surfer.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
Drown.
badass footage of her just shredding. Absolutely
Oh,
shredding.
really?
How did you get your eyes on that?
It's on Tubi. That documentary is, and I
Really?
saw
He's
that you were in
stalking
it.
You
so
see him in that
I
cabin.
didn't.
He's stalking
Well, I didn't
you,
watch
girl.
the whole thing. I specifically fast forwarded to. I skimmed and found Samantha's part and just watched it, just so that
Yeah,
I
I
could,
bet you
to
did.
prep for this.
I was like 22 or something. I was a baby.
Yeah, it was cool seeing like your sort of origins. This was before, and I watched. I guess we'll get into to some real
What do you
shit.
have a
But I
list
watched-
there?
What are you pulling out?
You know-
What are you doing?
No, I got notes. I'm looking down at my notes. I got So
He's
I watched.
prepared.
Yeah, I watched. There's also a 40-minute short that you did. Well, you didn't direct this one, but you wrote it and you're in it, called Wowzers. That's on Tubi.
Wowzers,
Yeah.
Wowzers. When I was still an actress. I'm retired, but I used to act.
Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't
I
like
thought
acting?
you crushed it.
Thank you. I was actually quite good, and people were very upset, but it wasn't for me. I don't like being told what to do.
Oh,
Hell
clock
yeah.
it. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, I'd rather be telling people what they should be doing. Period.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I thought you did great. But was that your? I saw you had a writing credit on there, and there were a couple other things that I couldn't find that maybe looked like they were done before. But kind of tell us about your start. Was Wowzers sort of the beginning, or?
I think I did a film. I did a really terrible film, which I think I've kept up of everything. Actually, it was a great premise, but we got friends to shoot it, and the guy who shot it didn't light it, and it's too dark. But no, I started out as a painter. I was a painter until I was like 18. Wanted to go to art school. Kind of was, into drugs and stuff. It's LA.
Oh, yeah.
So, 18, like a damaged kid. So, I kind of had a moment where I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to art school. What am I going to do with my life? I want to be an artist, but being a painter is like, it's a solo career and it's really hard. Like, what do you do as a painter? Just go to galleries. So, I met an acting coach who was like, yeah, you've got some fucking fucked up shit in there, a reservoir. You should try acting. And I was like, okay. And I tried it. And I really liked it because, I could express emotions, which I'm not very good at as like normal human Sam. But again, I didn't like being told what to do, especially if I thought it was wrong. And so then I kind of did with Wowzers, it was my first time writing and producing and hit it.
Oh no. I didn't even notice. God damn it!
I'm paying attention. Don't worry,
Yeah, Evan, why do you
it's the
keep
thing
doing
is,
that? Oh, I guess
me and Terrell are
I
like,
hate
what the
it.
fuck? Yeah, dude. You heard drugs, and
Yeah,
you're like,
he
green light.
was.
I'm going.
Yeah, he does not care.
We gotta be real, man.
Yeah.
Just keep it casual, you know?
Oh my God.
It was triggering me talking about my drug abuse as an 18-year-old.
You never know.
And so, you never know.
And he just don't care. Okay.
You know what? I think in Trump's America, we just got to be unabashedly ourselves.
Fuck,
guess
yeah, there we
so.
go. I'm out here in the shed just ripping bowls.
Yeah, exactly. I'm bringing out the meth pipe in a little bit.
Well, do y'all know each other?
Let's go back together. I used to be all about some meth about 10 years ago.
I'm actually cocaine when I was 18, but that's because
Okay.
LA, you know?
Similar, yeah. Mississippi,
Yeah.
meth fits a little more. Florida, meth fits a
Yeah,
little more.
exactly.
California, coke fits a little more, I think. you know?
Yeah, I think meth was kind of frowned down upon, but coke was totally acceptable for like 16-year-olds.
Joe, you want to weigh in here?
I'm not weighing in on this. No.
You guys, like kids these days, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Our poor fucking parents.
Yeah, I side railed you so hard there with hitting the bowl. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I honestly, I am the person who I do not judge, or I like people to just be themselves. I'm from LA, but I am not about fake bullshit. So,
Well,
I
Sam,
would have a martini if it was 5 p.m. But it's
hell yeah.
It's 5
Feel
o'clock
free.
somewhere.
I know somewhere. Well, Sam, hold on. So we're talking about drug history in our past, and yeah, I'm looking at you in what looks like a beautiful living room. It almost looks like it's staged for like an Airbnb or something. Like it's in a perfect picturesque.
Well, I'm blocking the coffee table that's got a bunch of shit on it.
Honestly, that elevated it, I feel like, when you revealed the coffee table.
Yep. And then I think we all, like, if you're a listener of this show for a long time, you know where I'm going. And then we have Evan over here, who's in literally a shed in Mississippi. Go ahead. What are you blocking,
Let's
Evan?
reveal my background, dude. Look at that. Fuck yeah. There's a
Yeah, we
Ouija
got a
board
bloody
back there, a
mattress.
bunch of movies. Like, it's
So-
really, I'm crushing it, dude. It's a
So
vibe.
something happened. How did you get where you, there's a different choice made in these two lives. And
You know, yeah, something did happen. I grew up with so many addicts and alcoholics in my family, and my mom was like number one. If you see my movies, you'll understand like the trauma of everything.
You can feel that in there.
Yes, a lot of familial trauma and like very dysfunctional family. But my mom's been sober for like 22 years and she runs she's a sober coach. She's run treatment programs. And so my dad was horrible, but he died early when I was like 22. So my mom kind of said Sam, if you ever need to go to meetings or do it, she did it the right way. She's like, I am here for you. I can see you have a problem. I was a big cokehead too. I get it. and she gave me that understanding and acceptance that a lot of kids don't get when they have substance abuse problems.
Yeah.
And it kind of helped me see that it was a phase in my life and that it just stopped being fun. It really did. I am now addicted to working. I realized that I've made 5 shorts in 5 years and been on the festival circuit for 5 years straight. So it's another form of addiction.
well,
Yeah, I
Sam,
feel like it
good
starts to
addiction.
stop being fun when it turns from a thing you do to the thing you do, you know?
Yeah, and I couldn't be productive, and I like being productive more than, also, it's I feel like we all have to go through that phase in our lives, get it out early, instead of being 40 years old and have a family and kids. So, I have no shame. I'm talking about it openly with you guys. It is a big chapter in my life. And I am accepting and loving of all people because of how I've grown up and because of my problems. And if anything, it just gives me that full rounded experience in life.
Well,
Okay.
Sam,
Yeah,
hold on.
absolutely.
I've been talking. So, okay, let's go back a little bit. I was talking to a friend of the show who has been brought up fucking 5 episodes in a row now, Uncle Frank, Ilan Sheedy, shout out to you. And we've been trying to get him to come out to our film fest now for years, and he's going to. And now that it's actually going to happen next year, he was just like, I'm a little worried because every time I see you guys going out to movies, you're always drinking even before the film. And he's like, so you're pre-gaming before the movie. And he's like, man, my European club days are kind of behind me. And we got into a conversation. Well, first off, it's just not true really anymore. Like we don't have time to like go out and party. But
Expensive.
I
back
feel
in
like
the
I
day,
took the mantle this year. I just did enough for everyone.
Yeah,
by
I
just
know.
Missing
God.
half a day from being on a horrible mushroom trip.
yeah, he took a mushroom trip, did a Q&A, and then went and puked in the bathroom for 3 movies. Fantastic.
Wait, I want to see this.
You don't. Actually, he's been banned from doing it ever again. So if he's puking, we know why.
It was bad.
But we got in this conversation because now he's like a super productive. I mean, not that he was ever bad, but in my experience, I'm up in the Bay Area, and I desperately wanted to be a part of something. And at a certain point, it just became a part of a group that drank all the time. So we would hang out in a garage and watch movies and just get wasted. And we would watch the same shit over and over. And I was with a group of people at one point, and we were going to do a thing sober. And I just remember being like, oh, I have nothing in common with you people. Like really the thing tying us together was just the drinking. And
Yeah.
I've noticed like now I'm a complete like workaholic. Like that's all, I mean, much to the detriment. I mean, I try to drag Evan into it all the time, and Terrell gives me shit about it. But like, yeah, it's almost like I think there's just like a personality type there. Like, give us a mission to build towards. And Evan shared 4 Your Shorts with us, and I can see that in there. There's your production design is not normal because of the amount of effort put into every frame. And now just talking to you for a little bit, I can kind of see that. Like, are you hands-on with set deck?
Thank you for noticing the every frame thing, because like my whole thing is I never want a frame pull to be boring.
Yeah, I can tell. They're great. No, they're fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really, really hands-on. So I kind of course, find the people, and I've really found my last production designer for Blue Diamond. We didn't have budget for open wide, so we just kind of did it ourselves. But I found a team that like I can kind of just sit back and I trust whatever they do because they get me. But up until then it was, and even still now, it's, I build out like lookbooks of pages and pages, because that to me is like, that's also me writing the story. Because I come from a painting background, I write in images. A feature that I'm working on right now, like I have a screenwriter who's writing it, but as he's writing it, I am putting together the visuals to go through each thing. And so once we have the script and the visuals, we hand it off. And then the real magic happens when they interpret that.
When you start, that just you saying you're visual oriented with the way you craft your movies makes me think of like one of my favorite directors, Harmony Korine. He said that's how he's like when he starts making a movie, he starts with one image and then just builds the movie from that. So I'm curious now that you said that, what's your process with these images? Do you start with like one, like this image is the movie and I'm going to build it around that, or how does that work?
Fucking nuts was all I saw one day was like I saw this image of an overhead shot of a girl on a bed with white sunglasses and like in all pink. So yes, that fucking nuts kind of started that way. And I also just thought of like I had this dumb idea of, because I always used to tell people my parents were fucking nuts, that like wouldn't that be funny if they actually were. So like sometimes it starts with like just a line. But yeah, the Blue Diamond, it's a similar thing of like, I have these ideas of like a ski cult, but then I got to give it meaning. So then I draw from like personal experience. But pretty much it either starts with a title or, just a visual. The feature that I'm working on now is like kind of rock and roll serial killer slasher. So
I love that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's talk about the
I'm
slasher. What is this coming out?
Yeah.
When is this coming out? What is this?
Well, we are trying to fucking turn it and burn it. We are almost done with the first draft of the script, but we are trying to shoot it in March of next year in Utah.
Nice.
Because I got to do like a $500,000 feature to get. I have a few other scripts that are all in like the 2 to 3, 4 budget range.
Yeah.
And so I got to prove to them that I can handle, a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, just started with the idea of like, okay, if this is what the killer looks like, what is, and then I go into character. And then when I go into character, that's when I build the story.
Okay.
So I have a theory, and I think you are, let me start by this. I think you are the right director at the right time right now, because I've noticed a trend in filmmaking. I think we are in like critical oversaturation of media, right? And like everybody's hyper aware of tropes. Like Marvel's burned out. Like if they're not getting people excited for the same shit again, then we're kind of reaching this maximum like boredom or something. Like there's like everybody's feeling lethargic out there. And then there are these movies that are peeking out, and they're all remakes right now. But we have the remake of Street Trash. Then we have the remake of Toxic Avenger. And then we have like directors like Steven Kostanski right now making movies. Like he's about to remake Deathstalker. And
I'm excited to watch that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but the reason I group these together is it's like kind of in my mind, I imagine that these movies are being created due to a very weak argument that maybe this like niche IP is going to bring in money. Right? Because there has to be some reason that people will go watch this movie. Yet the thing that they all have in common is that they're movies like nobody really asked for that have incredibly deep world building. Like one of the main things with the new Toxic Avenger is there's a shot where it feels like we're probably on a gimbal, but it feels like a crane, and we're walking down a street. And in the background, there are like 30 extras. And it's like, whoa, this is like a genre movie that isn't A24. And it feels alive. And when I went through your shorts, I'm like, oh, you've got that too. Where it's like, it's this premise that nobody's like, I mean, like you're making a slasher film, which we all saw how Terrell loves slasher movies. There's like a market there. So that makes sense to like producers. But with your other films, it's like, well, nobody really asked for these, but they're undeniable. Like there's something here. They look cool. And it's like, so it makes sense to me. I could imagine producers being like, we got to get her to do something like a slasher, like, like something we know we can make money off of, and we can see if her style can translate, which I was going to come in here and say, I think the only thing you need is a lot more money. So
what do you mean no one asked for a film about peanuts?
Well, okay. No. Here's the thing. I think film fans, we love new shit. Like, right, we're watching movies to be introduced to a new world with new stories. But I think if you're on the other side of the table and you're the money people, they're going to be like, no, why would we give you millions of dollars for that? Nobody wants that. But
the good thing is that because I produced before, like I really started directing, and I just have I've always had a kind of capitalist sensibility. Like I hate capitalism, but I understand that like as an artist, it goes hand in hand. Like we can't create what we create without money.
Right.
And so that's one of the best things of when I, have started going into the feature world. I'm like, okay, I can't do these, doing shorts. I was just trying to think of like, what will stand out the most? What is the most different? Because in shorts, you're seeing like 1 of 10,
Yep.
And it just blends in unless it doesn't stand out. But when coming into the feature world, it's like, I want to keep doing this. So I want to make money. I want to make money for myself. I want to make money for my team, but I also want to be given the bigger budgets. So like, I have the Blue Diamond feature is definitely a much more subversive, but I have a couple that I'm like, this will sell. And this one, Call of Orion, is the working title right now. We are trying to hit all the fucking sales things while also being completely different and unique.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear about the Blue Diamond feature because I saw that labeled on, I think it was your letterboxd, as a proof of concept short. But
Oh,
it
that's
already
gonna
feels
be a long movie. Oh, that had a beginning,
Yeah.
middle, end. Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's the ski one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the
Yeah,
mom.
and it
Yeah.
but it feels so realized already, and I think it does kind of come back to that thing that Russell was saying about you pack so much into each frame that you feel like you kind of have realized these stories. So it's exciting, to think about the possibility of that frame maximization being stretched out to a feature.
Yeah, that one was like dreamlike. I'm interested to see how that's gonna play out as a longer.
It's kind of well. I mean, it's based. It's based off of that main story, but the basic thing is, the reconciliation or attempted reconciliation of a mother and daughter, and it's kind of told as if like a fairy tale. But it's not fairy tale like, but it starts in a voiceover of the mother basically reconstructing the truth of what happened during the deadliest ski accident in Colorado history, where her daughter, decapitated a guy with her ski, and then, she has to try she has to try and spend the whole I mean,
that's wild. Ski decapitation. Yeah, I fell off of a ski lift once. It's probably my most exciting ski story.
Yeah, it's not shocking at all. That doesn't surprise me.
Luckily, we were up at the thing was rounding the top, but my jacket, the zipper, got stuck in between like the pole and the seat as I was getting off. So I was off of the thing, but my jacket was hooked on it. So I was like hanging from the thing, and finally I was like, I'm gonna be fucked if I don't just pull out of this. So I just ripped it off and fell down in the hole beside the pole. Ski patrol had to help me get out. It was great.
Skiing is terrifying. Like, it's the thing that you'll learn, and it's why I kind of want to go into ski horror, is because like everyone's got like torn ACLs and like broken legs and all these injuries from fucking skiing. Yet it's like this cult, it's like, do you ski? And it's such a weird world. Fucking deadly.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a cool kind of marrying the cosmic horror angle with this whole ski culture was an interesting. I don't know. I don't feel like you see those. It's not a natural marriage, but you made it feel very natural in how it comes across.
I mean, go to Sundance and it's pretty fucking weird. Like people like walking or like the way that they walk because of the boots, it's like so weird. And then you've got all these film people there in these crazy outfits, and like the skiers like trying to ski because it's like great skiing during Sundance, and it's a bizarre world. So
I feel like all your movies too have such strong themes, much like that one with the mother-daughter, the strained relationship. And it was interesting, like watching Wowzers first, because I'd seen a few of your shorts before, and then going back and watching that and seeing you it almost feels like you've taken a lot of the seeds that maybe were in your head at the time you made Wowzers, and you've like individually realized some of those things in a cool way with all of these shorts.
You are so spot on. Like honestly so spot on, because every time I'm like working on a script, there's parts of Wowzers that come up, and it's that part of like being, Wowzers was about not being afraid to be myself, because like I am, I am not a difficult pill to swallow, but I'm fucking weird, and I'm fucked up, and I'm into like really disgusting, horrible things, and I have a awfully disgusting, disturbed sense of humor. And like, it took being in my mid-30s and making enough films that people liked to, be okay with that. But for a while, like, especially growing up in a place like LA where everyone looks and seems so perfect, like, I would go on, even when I was dating a few years ago, I'd go on dates and I'd just be myself, and like I scared half the people I was with. Like, a lot of it is just about fear of, becoming your own person and being yourself. Yeah,
that makes sense. And you sort of, you just have such an interesting trajectory of, you grew up, I was reading about, on an animal farm at the top of Mulholland Highway. And
Yeah.
that's just like, how do you go from that to having Barbara Crampton in your short film? And I feel like you did. It feels like all this stuff just happened for you so fast. Like, what? I mean, what was the trajectory like, and how do
There's
you?
no nepotism. I will tell you that. If I had any, I have. It is the one source of pride, but also frustration of like I have not been given anything other than the growing up where I've grown up, and so you have the like I was able to do this way faster because I didn't have to come to LA and move to LA.
Yeah.
But other than that, narcissistic father who made me feel like I was never good enough, which, created this like maniacal determination to prove that I am. And in that, also I'm very personable. Like I really, when I met Barbara, I'm not like timid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that fearlessness and that drive together, I think is, it is the one good thing that I think my fucked up situation gave me.
Yeah,
make
I
it
feel
work
like
for you,
I feel like the best traits of most people come from going through something fucked up earlier in their life. Like you learn from bad shit.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing is that you have to not be a victim, and you have to think of like, how can I use this to my advantage? Because I never once have, and to a detriment, thought like, oh, poor me, I wish I had this, or I was just like, no, fuck, like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
My therapist would have told me like, Sam, you need to mourn the like little girl who didn't have this. And I'm just like, why?
You're like, I don't have time for that shit. I got dreams to realize here.
Yeah. Again, it's probably it's one of my biggest flaws is that I can't fucking relax or accept or be happy about anything. But also it's like, the best asset that I have to do what I do is that I am never satisfied and I just have to keep going. And I think a lot of people who are creators and artists suffer from a similar dichotomy.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Russ. You feel like you had a thought
well,
there.
I'm hesitant because what I'm going to do here is going to be a little bit rude. But I think I'm going to start. We're only halfway in here, and I'm already going to start with the in-world camera thing. Sam, I'm a fan. So this always has to happen on this show because we're part of a found footage film fest. And how do you feel about found footage horror?
I don't know if I've seen any.
Okay. What about faux docs or like Screen Life movies?
You have to give me a few titles because I don't know if I've seen
something like Blair Witch or Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, like the Blair Witch.
Blair Witch, I mean, I saw it back in the day and it scared the shit out of me and I loved it. I'm not so much a Paranormal Activity person.
Yeah.
But so I don't know.
Okay. Well, hear me out.
Yeah.
Just talking to you and hearing your story and thinking about like how, man, honestly, I think talking to you right now kind of hurt most of film, like modern film, because you made me start to think about how vibrant your stuff looks. And there's a term that our buddies over at Scary Thoughts podcast, shout out to them, brought up where they call it like premium mediocrity, where it's kind of like there are a lot of people now who are making films and they have 4K cameras and they're doing everything, but there's like nothing there. Like, it's like, this looks like $1 million, but there's nothing here. No story, no acting. Like, we won't even remember watching it.
Yeah.
And then, you've come out with shorts, and it's always difficult talking to short filmmakers on here because it's kind of like, well, what are we going to navigate towards? Like, what do you do with the short? Where does it go? Are you broke because you're submitting to Film Fest? but with you, it's so obvious that you're going to make a feature. And in my mind, I started thinking about what we deal with in-world camera, which, again, that distinction only is pointing to the fact that the production of the movie is part of the movie. So, however it is, like if it's missing and everything's happening in a laptop, the artifact of a laptop just has to be like part of the thing, and that's our film fest. And you can kind of divide all the filmmakers up. Mostly, everything we get, no budget. So the way that people add, like what I become calling like texture to their film is they use a lot of like digital assets, like, you know, grain. We see a return of like VHS magnetic strips, like, and it's this attempt to make it vibrant because everything looks so good and it's all kind of like boring. And the other thing is gender matters a lot, where a lot of male in-world camera movies are very voyeuristic. They're very predatory, like the original VHS, where when a lot of when female directors do it, it's really a lot of like personal. It's usually like video diary and like kind of family turmoil. And I just can't help it. But I'm like, God, what would a movie like an in-world camera movie made by Sam Fox look like? And I just like the whole time I'm like, just bringing your set design and your personal storytelling seems ripe for you. So clear, you kind of already answered. You haven't really seen much, so I think we're gonna have to hit you with the list, and we're just gonna leave an open invite for whenever you make something. We'll program it, and we're only. Are you still in LA?
I'm in LA, yeah, but I'm going to Fantastic, and then I'm about to start a mini tour, which is not that mini, but I'm here for 2 weeks.
You're doing like a film fest tour?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, let me leave that on the table for you. You will be harassed by this now.
Okay.
By the way, like we will bother you about this. But
I mean, I have a camcorder. I've got what's on the table back there is like a video glitch rig, so I can do my own. Yeah,
I was
like
gonna say
video-
there's some elements of it in Blue Diamond at the end where it cuts to the
Yeah,
faux
Blue
sort
Diamond,
of
I could
the
see
TV
that.
broadcast.
Yeah.
Like you already kind of are like you toy with it a little. It feels like so it does feel like it'd be a natural progression.
Yeah, the video glitch stuff at the end of Blue Diamond. I had a guy do it, and afterwards I was like, I'm in this era of like anything I do now, if I like it or have done, I'm like, I'm going to do that myself. So now I'm like a dog groomer. I'm going to be a jewelry welder. I'm going to be an ice cream maker, but I'm also now a video glitch person. So then I got the whole rig that the guy who did the glitching did for us. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do it myself. So yeah.
Well, can you explain that rig? What is it?
I'll show you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I love a mobile camera.
Okay. I don't really know how. I'm not like good at computer.
Holy
cameras,
shit!
So
It's a whole rig.
I know.
You weren't kidding.
So this is the video. It's like the glitch rig. This is my boyfriend got me like a video synthesizer. My boyfriend made me a little mini computer to like load on the videos, and then we've got the Edirol video mixer going into the CRT TV.
Hell yeah.
You got a whole setup,
It's so
girl.
fun.
That's so sick.
Yeah. If you guys need any glitch work, hit me up. It's my side hustle.
Period.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
First off, watch out, Evan Churchill. I'm talking to you. He's a filmmaker who comes out from Canada to our fest. He's been the past 2 years. And last year he kind of had a film in there, but he was like, dude, it's worth it just for the business networking. So
Yeah.
Sam, you're only hours away
Oh, where's the festival?
in San Francisco.
Oh, it's in SF. Okay,
Yeah.
I confused by the Mississippi, so I didn't know.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
it's
No, I'm the
Evan.
only one in Mississippi. They're
Yeah,
both in San
Far
Francisco.
away, girl.
Yeah.
We over here in SF, girl. Have you ever been to San Francisco, girl? You seem very San Francisco.
It was my plan to go to art school in San Francisco.
Oh,
and be like
really?
like a weird SF, like, artist girl.
No, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Shots
Yeah,
fired.
there was a moment in 2006. I was up there
Oh.
all the time, having the best time of my life.
What
I
happened?
bet the
Yeah,
drugs
what
were
happened?
fun
I
in
know.
San
So what
Francisco.
happened?
The tech.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know.
But then tech ruined my neighborhood too. I was in Venice Beach, and so those fuckers.
So the
I feel
short
like it's ruined a lot of the neighborhoods out there.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have that in Mississippi. It's farming. It's redneck
No,
shit here.
they'll be coming for you with some AI fucking farm. That
Yeah,
they can
the
put
data
in.
center is happening right
Bot
outside of
farm.
Atlanta, which is like a few hours from here. And it's about to be this huge fucking warehouse full of servers and stuff that they're
Yep.
building.
All right, so the short that you're gonna be like going on your mini tour for, which one is this one?
This is Open Wide.
Okay, girl, because that one I liked Open Wide. Is this something that people ain't seen yet?
Open Wide, not really, but feel free to spoilers.
I don't want to spoil too much, but Open Wide was crazy because I didn't know what I was in for. I thought I was in for something, but then it flipped because you had like the girl. She's over there for a little fun with a couple, and they were over here, licking faces, and she's about to lick a little something else. So then you got him, this glitchy man, he dancing all, he having this good time in his life. He was on that Evan drug, and it was just like there was some little critter popping out like I thought it was a doll at first, but it was a little boy in a mask. I'm like, what is happening, Sam Fox? Like, what is going on? What is y'all having me watch? This is the first one I watched. And I'm like, what am I doing? And then when push comes to shove and you see what you in for, I was like, oh, this is a little bit more sinister than just, getting a nut in. But this is crazy. That was a short girl. So I'm excited for people to see it. That was your childhood? You walked in on some threesomes
Jesus
and
Christ.
I mean, basically.
Oh, and the granny. Let me get Gladys.
No,
have y'all seen Weapons? Have y'all seen it? Girl, that woman give you a run for her money.
Aunt Gladys is my grandma. Like,
oh
it is
my God. Are you serious?
Yes, my grandma. I mean, God bless her soul. She's no longer with us. But, like, I still have nightmares to this day of her. Because she was, like, so, like, she would have morphine patches on and just be, like, out of her fucking mind. British lady who, like, she was just a lunatic and would like try and have sex with my boyfriends and
my God,
and like give me like really like her used lingerie for Christmas when I was like 12 years old.
Ew.
Holy shit.
She was out to lunch and so the grandma in Open Wide was like, I tried to think of like, these things that we think are scary, like the
granny was scary.
That you think are like going on behind closed doors, like your biggest fear of like this man coming in and killing you. It's like, no, there's weirder shit going on.
That was weird because I felt bad for the girl. Like she was trying to get the fuck up out of here, and I felt for the girl. It's like, oof. I've been in a couple situations where I was like, oh no, I gotta get the fuck up out of here.
I was just about to ask. You've been trying to have threesomes where you had to dip, Terrell?
Anyway, so
it's on camera.
I get it. This movie, I don't know. That was a cool little short, but I just was just wondering where your headspace was with that girl because that's your life.
Well,
oh my God.
Here's the thing. There was like a moment when I have a boyfriend. I've had a boyfriend for a year and a half, but I was single for the first time. I had a 13-year relationship, and I was single for 2 years during like I'd never experienced dating apps, so I came into the single world with dating apps, and
that's scary.
And when and it was a couple of years ago. So when I signed up, I was like, I just wanted to like, get some. And
period. Clap. Yes, girl. Yes.
There was all these like things on there of like these words and terms that I had no idea what any of them meant. And I'm like, I just try to imagine like if you go out on a date and you're like, yeah, I want to be open-minded and like, sure, I'll do like, I can't even, I like rolfing or who the fuck? all these acronyms. And imagine if you go on this date and you think that like one thing, you're just trying to be open-minded and this is what happens. And so that's kind of how it was inspired of like.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
The dangers of open-mindedness.
Open wide. Period.
You gotta sometimes have some boundaries, like and I felt like a lot of this pressure. Like if I want to be like a hip, cool dating millennial, I've got to be down for whatever. And like there were certain things where I'm like, I don't know if I'm into this.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's different for a woman. You probably get immediately weird shit.
Yeah, like your ass.
Guys like me out here
you see someone like Evan. Oh goodness.
On Field, the first message I would get is like, you want to like go on a gangbang. like gangbang this Saturday. And then I'm like, my name's Sam.
Yeah, period.
That's wild.
All right,
that's tame to me.
Different.
Go on.
Damn.
It's a different world you're in, though, Terrell. You know, it's a little.
Now,
the expectations out the gate are probably different.
Them men are pretty aggressive. I mean, with these ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrell's
Which
out here in
I-
the gay
I
community
kind
of the Bay Area, so.
Yeah, I'm all down for like, just say what you're thinking. But again,
Right.
it was like it took me a second to kind of be like, okay, I think I like the old-fashioned way of like going to a bar.
You dipped and dabbled. I get it.
Okay, now
Yeah,
before we
Overlook
get
was solid. I'm excited to see what people think.
hold on, before we get
Thank
away
you.
from that, where'd the Nickelback shirt come from?
So one of the things, so this is kind of a good story. There's so many grandma stories. So, I told you like my mom was a drug addict. I was a drug addict. My grandma was a drug addict. And my grandma used to get like these big Vicodin bottles. And we all used to go to her house and steal them. And like literally everyone in my family. And
Damn.
also
Oh my
her.
God.
Hell yeah.
And
Free
so
Vicodin. Can't pass that up.
So like she started coming on to like the fact that all of her Vicodin was missing. And so she started locking it in her bedside drawer. And so then I would have to come up with this ruse of like, she would always make me tea because she's British. And so I'd be like, oh, grandma, can you like make me a cup of tea? And then she would get distracted in her little 1-bedroom apartment. I would go into her bedside drawer, like open it. But then I was like, fuck, this is taking too long. Like she's going to be on to me. So I would have my boyfriend come and he would then like, come and distract her
The
while
one
I
that
stole
she
the
tried to
bacon.
fuck.
Oh, yeah. The whole fucking bait and switch.
Two of them.
Yes.
Oh my God. Is that how they get down in Britain?
Dude, it's crazy how many similarities we've had in our lives, and she lives across the country from me, brought up in such a different environment.
Evan,
Because
this
like
ain't
my
about you.
ex-wife's,
Oh, no.
it's just
I'm
wild.
talking to
Like my
Sam.
ex-wife's aunt, like the same thing, like happened. Like it was, it's weird. And my grandma
It's just
also,
not like
she carried
people.
her pills in like a Crown Royal bottle on her waist because people would take them, including me and my uncle.
Oh, she was clever. She was a little resourcureful.
Wait,
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
get back to this story, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Evan,
Evan,
you
what the
fucking
hell?
We don't care about
I just
you.
am sitting
All right,
here like this is so
Sam.
similar.
No, you could do that later.
So I go in to get the pills. I'm like, oh yeah, grandma, like that's great, and then I send my boyfriend, like he comes to her door, knocks on the door, and she opens it, and I guess like I didn't even realize. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm confusing two stories. That was the butt plug story. Okay.
Let's go back to that.
Next up.
The
We'll
butt
come
plug
back.
story was I was going to steal her pills and they were locked in the drawer. And when I opened the drawer, she put a butt plug next to the pill bottle.
Oh my God.
And I think that was to kind of
This is a freaky grandma.
To
She be
deter
getting it
would-be
in.
thieves.
to just make me think twice about touching those pills, which I did. It worked. Go, grandma. This one was me and my boyfriend were coming over before the butt plug to steal the pills, and she knew that we were both coming over, and she opened the door in just a Backstreet Boys oversized T-shirt with no pants or
Backstreet.
anything.
I like Backstreet Boys. Period.
So we went to we were like deciding between Backstreet Boys and Nickelback, and for grandma to open them wide. But it was just the most horrifying thing. Like my grandma practically nude, like trying to flirt with my boyfriend at the time in nothing but a Backstreet Boys t-shirt. Where did she get the Backstreet Boys t-shirt? I have no
top of
The
the
idea.
other young
Yeah, what
boys
the
that she
fuck?
was fucking. She like getting them young ones, probably. Okay.
Some boy left that over there.
Yep, he did. After he broke her back out. Oh, this is
If
crazy.
you saw a picture of her, you would just be like, well, she kind of, she would always have like, she was Aunt Gladys, smeared mascara and sweaty.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's scary.
She wasn't
Damn.
hot. She was not hot.
She wasn't hot? Oh my
She was not a
God.
hot grandma. No.
Because I'm glad it scares me. Ooh.
Yeah, no, very.
Another thing before we get off of Open Wide too is you mentioned earlier in the podcast that you had no budget for that one. but it doesn't feel like it when you watch it. It doesn't feel like that short cost. Like it looks as good or better than any of them, you know? Like
we shot it in one day, and it was $5,000 for the shoot, and then we got away with $9,000 for the whole thing. So I put in the money to basically score and color and sound design, which really, really it added so much. But yeah, I mean, great fucking team. Great actors. A house that, a free location that didn't really need much production design. Like we put up a curtain and, bought some pillows and little accessories, but, it can be done, but fuck, it was stressful.
Well, it worked. I mean, the lighting and stuff, like I feel like a lot of modern, especially like something with a small budget, anytime they're shooting in the dark, it looks like shit. And like, I feel like a lot of that short is dark and it all looks really good still. So I think you pulled it off. It feels like a very robust and expensive thing, even though it sounds like it wasn't. So
no, it's really weird that like my simplest film has done the best out of all of them. And it's kind of it's life trying to teach me a lesson about like, don't always try and put in all the ideas, So I'm trying to learn that lesson because it's hard because I'm always like, okay, I did this. Now I got to do this. And like, how can I make it 10 times bigger? So I'm going to try and scale back my ideas.
Okay.
I don't like that.
No, I do. I get it.
Well, I mean, of a regular career too, you've probably made a lot of like connections. Like you have such an infectious personality that I'm sure when people first meet you or introduced to your work, they just hang on. So, because I love the vibrant world you're creating. And part of that, you got to talk about how you found Brandon, the actor. Like I just think the energy that you have can be lost Brandon? If you don't have the right kind of like conduit in there.
Ethan?
Yeah, who's Brandon?
I mean, it's Ethan.
Who played John Flexi?
Oh, fuck. That was...
Whoa.
You gotta, my repertoire is so big. I need
he just threw names out. Who's Brandon? What movie is this?
I don't know why I
Bad
pulled...
Acid.
You just threw it out
Bad Acid.
Like you knew him.
We know him as Bonavega.
Oh.
Bonavega is Bonavega is his, I mean, I would say it's his alter ego, but I'm pretty sure it is his primary ego. And Brandon is like,
okay.
Found him basically because he's he's a great musician and he is that character. And I'd seen his Instagrams because he's great on social media of just being absolutely mental and like shredding on guitar.
Wow.
Yeah. And so Candace, who was the clothing designer that it's kind of a fashion film, Bad Acid, that that I did that for. She showed me Kate Hallowell, who's the lead actress, Sheila. She just showed me these people's Instagram profiles and I didn't even ask if they could act. They were the characters.
Yeah, no, the reason I brought him up first is because when it took me a minute to realize Ethan wasn't Brandon in the new one. And there's like a particular like style of male actor that I think like they have like a similar energy in both films, even though the roles are so different.
I love that you said that. You guys are so like aware of what's going on. I love it. Ethan is going to be the lead, the slasher killer, the rock and roll killer in the feature. And we're thinking about, I haven't even talked to Bonavega about this, but having like a thing where they catch the wrong killer and it's Bonavega.
Oh.
So
hell
yeah, you're like fucking spot
That's tight.
on. Yeah. There's definitely like this type of toxic male that I kind of like putting in things.
But it's a particular type. So I have a young boy who's starting to discover like film and he's going on 3. But I've gotten kind of lucky and he's in like a labyrinth cycle. And there's like a David Bowie energy to them where it's kind of like he's like playing it, I don't know, the Goblin King and he's in tights, but it almost feels like too adult, especially with that fucking bulge. Like there's like things highlighted in that performance that it's like a weird line. Like this dude is a problem, but you're kind of hoping they're not. And both of the males, like, I mean, we're introduced to a potential threesome, and I'm kind of hoping, like, oh, maybe he's not the worst one here. But
you want to know something even more amazing, Russell? Is that the serial killer in my slasher is based off of David Bowie.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Russell, how'd you know
Let's
that?
go.
You're bringing out
there's a
bulges
vibe.
and shit.
the
Okay.
bulge. Is that all you heard?
Yes, you always bring it up.
It's hard not to notice. Evan, pull up a picture
You
of
don't
David
pull up
Bowie
that
as the
man.
Goblin
Yeah.
King.
Well,
mean,
it was
I got you.
polyester didn't stretch, so it was
it
a
looks
problem
like
of
a
the
cup,
times.
though. It looks like we were stuffing down there.
Honestly, and
here's
maybe
a-
this all just goes back to my childhood because Labyrinth was like, one of the greatest movies ever, and I fucking
agree.
love that movie. And I still fucking love that movie because it holds up. Jim Henson is he's GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so very much like, I'm like, what if that guy was a serial killer?
I love that.
Not a stretch. He abducts a child in that movie. Why not?
Sam Fox,
Yeah.
what's your sign, girl?
My stunt girl?
Your sign.
Your sign.
Your sign.
Girl.
Okay.
Oh, a Leo.
Aaliyah, oh, cool. Happy belated.
Thank you.
Ish. Yeah. Just wondering.
What is a Leo
I'm
fire
a
sign?
Virgo.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is?
nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's Virgo season right now, right?
It sure is. I just had my birthday August 26th. Period.
Oh, shit. Well, happy belated to you
Thank
as well.
you. Mm-hmm. Period.
Oh, so you're on the cusp of Leo Virgo, so you're a good
Yep,
one.
because Leo ended 23rd, and then I'm,
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's a lot.
Period.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Leos
Yes.
are
What-
extra.
I love Leo.
What are you, Russell? You're a Taurus,
I'm a
right?
Taurus. You
Taurus,
can't
yeah.
tell. He's so stubborn.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
thought
even-
so.
That's why I'll never give up on Terrell, no matter what he
Stubborn
does
as
to me.
hell.
You know what?
You know-
It's funny because my boyfriend's a Taurus, and Leos
Oh,
and
he
Taurus
is?
they're really good together because they're both like, they're bull and lion, but they're super loyal, and
Yep.
they kind of are good at understanding each other's eccentricities.
Terrell, how about your boyfriend?
Taurus.
Taurus.
That's what I know. This stubborn. I'm surrounded by Tauruses, by the way, because his wife is a Taurus too. It's all
Yep.
Tauruses just everywhere.
And
I
she's
was
also
to be
very
fair, I was
stubborn.
almost a Taurus. Like
No,
I
you
was
don't- you're
on
not
the
a
cusp.
Taurus.
No, you're
I'm
not
an
in there.
You're
Aries,
too
but I
into
was on the
yourself.
cusp. You know,
You're just into you.
Evan's
Anyway,
trying.
sorry, off topic, Sam.
I was almost a 420 baby. It could have been perfect. You know,
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a word
You make
for
up
it.
for it.
Yeah. And the Labyrinth connection, it makes sense too, because, since I've been rewatching that movie, I kept sitting there thinking, wow, what happened to set design or like production? Like every
my
damn
God.
frame of that movie is like, that would
Yeah,
like
screen grab
one,
worthy.
one shot would be a whole set for a movie now, where
It's the whole problem with this age of minimalism and like technology all becoming a cloud, and like people ask like what time era do you want your movie set in? Is it like they read the script and they're like, oh, it must be the 70s, and I'm like, no, it's present day. It's just fucking boring with all the like, what are you gonna do? Like, oh, I'm gonna call them on my Bluetooth. Like, no, we're gonna have a rotary phone,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be orange.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just the future looks like shit. Like, if the future looked like what we thought it was going to look like, that's one thing. But like, no,
yeah,
it looks terrible.
that is
Too much-
surprising to hear though, because you got such an 80s vibe. Like,
Well, I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up on 80s horror. I think the reason why you're seeing all these films that are like the Stranger Things and the remakes of these 80s movies is because we're all now entering, as 80s babies are entering the age of we're in charge of what gets made. But it's because everything fucking looked good then. The big hair, the hairspray, like everything was big. Personalities were big. Like the assholes were extra assholes. Like there wasn't these microaggressions. Like it was just Yeah, and I
It was like
big.
Texas. Everything was bigger, you know?
Oh boy.
Okay, I can't. What kind of movies that got you into horror and all that kind of stuff, Sam? I don't know if we talked about that before we end this.
No, but yeah, it's fucked up family. So like, my favorite movie at age 6 was Rosemary's Baby.
No. Yeah.
My sister she was 8 years older, and she used to do this thing where she would fuck with me, where like, she's really into horror. Mm-hmm. And she would watch a movie and I'd be like, okay, I can't watch this part. This is the scary part. And she'd be like, okay, leave the room. I'll fast forward it. Or leave the room. I'll watch it. And then you can come in, and she would pause it on that spot and torment me. My mom showed me Faces of Death. I don't know.
Oh my God.
When I was 5 years old.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That, hold on, that takes the cake.
That is brutal. Oh my God.
Was it a punishment, or was this like an evening movie?
No, I think we were just having like, it was me, my mom, my sister, and she's
family
like,
time.
I think she was maybe intoxicated, and she was like, I found this, horror movie at the Blockbuster, like, let's watch it. And I was so young, I saw it that one time, and I still remember a bunch of images, but I even knew then, I'm like, I don't think this is a movie.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. I remember encountering the tape of that when I was young, but not 5. I thought I was probably like 13 or something, and I thought it was hardcore, but 5 is wild.
Well, it had to be before 6 because they got divorced and we weren't at that house. So it could have been 4, it could have been early 6, somewhere in there. I saw Faces of Death. Damn. And yeah, it broke my brain. And
oh my God, that's insane.
We hear that a lot. Like my mom, she constantly griefs me for mentioning on this show that she showed me It when I was 5. She always tries to push back on that. And she's like, you're calling me a bad parent. My mom also, when I brought Faces of Death home, they took it. And I thought my parents are kind of children, and they're kind of like, like I would have to compete with them to play video games when I was younger. So I thought they were kind of hip. But the way they reacted when I brought Faces of Death home, like, they didn't give it back. I never returned the movie. It vanished. And they were so
You're the reason why Blockbuster closed.
It was worse. It was a friend at a local video store that let me. Yeah, and
oh man, the worst. It
kind of, when people react that way, it creates like an infamy around the thing. And now I'm doing a found footage film fest. So I don't know, who knows, but also that does count. That's an in-world camera movie.
Yeah, it's an actual snuff film.
Well, most of it turned out to be faked, thankfully,
right.
But there is a lot of like real death in there that is now a part of your id.
The one that I'll never forget is a guy like in a business, like a conference meeting or something, and he shoots himself in the mouth.
Yeah,
like,
that one's
real. That's scarred me for life.
Yeah, the one I always remembered was the monkey in the table.
Yeah, I remember the monkey, but that was fake, right?
That's fake. I found out about 5 years ago that it was fake. My dumbass.
Jesus
Christ.
Oh,
Sam,
man.
So
it was fun. I think, Terrell, go ahead. I think we're about to say the same thing.
No, I was just going to say that this was fun. I just wanted to know if maybe before you go, if you have any other things you could tease or little sneak peeks. I know you got a feature coming, but anything else you want to throw out there? And also,
we're all traumatized.
Yeah.
And then plug yourself, like anywhere so people can find out, updates, like any websites or social medias. We already talked about that. But yeah, plug away and give us some tease, something that's coming up.
Okay. What do we got? So we've got an announcement coming up on where you can find the Blue Diamond online. That'll be a press release released soon. So stay tuned. Follow Sam Foxy Films or the other Sam Fox on Instagram. Open Wide is going to be, what can we announce? We can announce Fantastic Fest and Charlotte Film Festival. Blue Diamond and Open Wide's there. Some other places. That was yesterday. Okay. Some other places that can't be announced yet, but will be announced soon. But it's doing well. It's hitting the circuit, the genre circuit. feature film coming out sometime next year about my Ziggy Stardust-esque killer. That's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, Scarman.
And I'm just needing help from the community of extras, and it's based off of music, so I'm going to be needing a lot of music. I'm going to be needing bands. So any people that want to get involved with that, it's going to be shot in Utah. Hit me up because we're going to need lots of help, and I will find a way to give back to you in the future. And that's kind of the main goods.
Okay.
Do you know Adam Stillwell? I'm just going to throw that out there.
What's the name?
Adam Stillwell.
That sounds really familiar.
He does music out there, but he's also made movies. We'll put you in contact.
I think he was in LA, not Utah.
No, he's in LA, but he's from Montana. So I'm sorry, that's a connection that I think y'all should make.
Okay, yeah. I need very pop kind of music, and then I need like wild shit and like punk, and it's kind of like commercial mainstream manufactured pop versus like fucking cool real music and real artists. It's basically like AI slop versus actual art, and the battle of the two worlds. So I'm gonna need both, and I'm gonna need a lot of it because the whole movie takes place around those worlds.
Hell yeah!
So excited! Yeah,
hell yeah!
Well, this was great, Sam.
This was sick. Thank you, Sam, for coming and hanging out.
Thank you so much. Fun chatting with you guys. I'll anytime.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next time, I can't wait to see your feature. You got to come back and talk to us about that.
Yeah.
But
yes,
I can't wait. But until next time, everybody. This is Footage Foreplay. Bye.
Bye,
love
everybody.
Y'all. Yep. Thank you again, Sam.
Thanks for listening to Footage Foreplay. If you enjoy the show, please consider leaving a review, sharing it with a friend, or simply hitting like. These small gestures are a great free way to support this mayhem, and if you find some footage we should be fondling, email us at footageforeplay@gmail.com. Check back every Tuesday and Thursday for new episodes, and remember, don't skip the foreplay.